Howdy ho, YouTube, Major Cord here, and today I'm going to take a look at the Richweng, or Richweng, or, well, I actually don't know how it's going to be pronounced, but I'm going to call it the cheap Chinese piece of crap flashlight. Technically, I guess it's the focus. Come on, thank you. There. That's what it is. The Richweng RC7001. It is a flashlight from DealExtreme. And I picked it up when I was actively carrying the Streamlight MicroStream, because, as you can see, they're quite comparable. They both take AAA batteries. They're supposed to have about the same output. The only difference being, well, aside from the fact that this is crap and this isn't, this cost $3. This is about $20. So, my logic at the time was that if I can get similar performance from this, that's a hell of a steal. So, I figure why not? $3 from DealExtreme. It's free shipping. The only downside is you gotta wait like a month to get your stuff. So if it didn't really perform well, I'm not missing out on much. And guess what? I'm not really missing out on much. So I really can't give it a negative review. I just, can say that I guess I'm not really surprised that it's not performing too well. But yeah, the standard, I guess, LED flashlight. I'm going to take the battery out. Simply show you what it's made of here. Got a AAA. The threads are nice, I guess. Construction feels okay. It's made of aluminum. You got your standard threading. Is there an O-ring on here? I want to say there is. Yes, there is. There is an O-ring on here. So, that is nice. The tail switch. Every time I say clicky switch with tail cap, I get really tongue-tied. So I'm going to try not to do that. It's very hard to actuate for some reason. It feels sturdy. It's just a very strong switch for such a small light. It feels nice. It's almost, sunk into the light so much that it's not going to accidentally activate in your pocket. That and the fact that you really have to intentionally push this to turn on means that this light is not going to turn on accidentally. I do like that. The pocket clip is a joke. Yeah, that's laughable. And the reflector is smooth and pretty deep. So, you can see the texturing there. It provides grip. And there's texturing up here that does relatively nothing. But where this light really loses out is in comparison to your MicroStream here. I'm going to turn the Richweng or cheap Chinese piece of shit on. Yeah. Now, it doesn't look too bad in comparison here on my mat. And right up, it actually doesn't look too bad at all. But the further you get, the more you realize that the Streamlight maintains its beam. And the Richweng just dissolves into nothing. So, this light really has no hotspot and no ability to, what's the word I'm looking for? Focus a beam? There's no, it's a very floody light, let me say that. I guess you could flood a room with light if it were bright enough. But it's really not. It claimed to be 30 lumens. It's not anywhere near that. I would say it's maybe 10 lumens. But the problem is, the light is so unreliable, it flickers regularly. And it's just such a wide spill that it's really useless for anything other than, shining at something a couple feet away, if that. So I guess if you want to keep this in a desk drawer for shining under the desk, it's okay. But even just shining under my desk here, I'd rather have a Streamlight, because I can see a lot better. So with that, you don't really need to hear me ramble about this anymore. I'm just going to cut to a beam shot, and then do my finishing thoughts. And this is going to be a very quick and painless review. What about that? That's a novel concept. Who would have thought that I could do that, huh? Okay, so you are looking at the same spot that I did my beam shot comparisons in the last flashlight review I did. The crawl space under my house. So I'm going to do a comparison between the Mini Mag Light AA, the Streamlight Micro Stream, and the Richweng cheap Chinese piece of crap. And for a baseline comparison, since everyone has probably encountered it in their life at some point, I'm going to shine the Mini Mag down the crawl space so you all know what it looks like. Okay. You can see down there. You can see there's a bunch of crap down there. And you can see that it's hitting the back wall. At least I hope you can. I think you can, right? You can see down there at least, right? You could see it's probably like, I don't know, 30 feet maybe? Something like that. Now here is the Streamlight. You can see the Streamlight essentially illuminates everything. You can see a hell of a lot more. You can see the back wall all the way down there. You can see everything in front of the camera. You can see all the crap that we own. You can see the hot water tank. You can see, you know, there's a good field of vision here. Now, I'm going to shine the Richweng cheap Chinese piece of shit. Once I fish it off the shelf here. So you can see there's definitely less of a hot spot. You really can't see back to the back wall. You can see decently close up, but you lose a lot of the field of vision going farther back. And that's one of the downfalls of this light. It's definitely a spotlight. There is no focused throw. For $3, I mean, if you really want a flashlight, you know what? No, just don't worry about it. Don't buy this light, plain and simple. There are plenty of other lights you can buy. It produces light, but so do plenty of other flashlights. So, back to the Streamlight. See? Richweng, Streamlight. Richweng, Streamlight. You can see the difference there. So, now back to the table for my final thoughts. Okay, so for my final thoughts, I figured it'd be fair if I turn off the desk lamps, just to give you a really fair comparison on this blue mat. I know you've already seen the beam shots, but, you know, just a final nail in the coffin here. Here's the Richweng cheap Chinese piece of shit. Here's the Streamlight. So you can see, close up they're okay. The farther and farther I get, the cheap Chinese piece of shit dissolves into nothing. Streamlight, it's still there. So I think that about says it all. You know, DealExtreme is pretty good for flashlights. Some of them are really good lights, or at least good lights for the money. And I do buy lights from there from time to time, but really, this one is one that you can avoid. So, don't buy it. That's my final word. Thank you for watching. Take care.